Welcome to Brand Kultura. Each month, we highlight a brand that has become well known in households throughout the world and take a peek behind the marketing exterior to examine its success.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels.
Today, we focus on Nike. Nike is a global brand that sells more than just sportswear and apparel. It's a lifestyle brand that exudes inspiration and knows no boundaries. Its swoosh logo and tagline, "Just Do It," are immediately recognizable to billions around the world. Nike sponsors a wide array of sports celebrities, including European footballer Cristiano Ronaldo and Dutch footballer Wesley Sneijder. Great name, by the way. However, the reach of the swoosh doesn't stop there. It extends to a wide variety of highly visible sporting clubs throughout the world. From its sponsorship of the Premier League to its association with the NBA and the creation of team uniforms, its high visibility means that one is hard-pressed not to come into contact with the infamous swoosh logo during the course of a day. From a branding perspective, Nike emanates characteristics of hero brand marketing. It is a brave and inspiring brand. A true Nike fan is quite simply unstoppable. But Nike's success has been decades in the making. So how did Nike just do it? Nike's origin date back to 1964 with track coach Bill Bowerman and rising student Phil Knight at the University of Oregon. Bowerman was convinced that a runner's speed was directly linked to the design of a shoe. Just an average track star, Knight became Bowerman's guinea pig, on whom he tested shoes made from a host of early prototypes, including kangaroo leather, velvet, and even fish skin. Bowerman and Knight soon thereafter formed a partnership and started doing business as Blue Ribbon Sports. Their primary motivation was the visibly strong, latent demand for sports shoes that, while less expensive than counterparts like Adidas and Puma, offered superior support and effective design. One of the first styles of shoes introduced was the Cortez, a model that is still sold to this day. But as a good marketer knows, brands require a name, logo, and tagline. The idea for the Nike logo came about in a dream, in which Nike's employee number one saw the Greek goddess's name for victory. Nike's now highly recognizable swoosh design was the creation of a university student who was paid $35 for a total of 17 hours of design work. And the tagline, "Just Do It," was supposedly even inspired by the last words of an American criminal. During the first several decades of its existence, Nike catapulted into a household name. This was largely in part to its strategy of effective and clever advertising campaigns in tandem with high-profile sponsorships. Perhaps the most well-known is Nike's cooperation with Basketball Hall of Famer Michael Jordan, which dates all the way back to the mid-1980s. The cooperation with Michael Jordan continues to generate billions of dollars in revenue for Nike each year. In more recent years, Nike has leveraged its rising trajectory to become one of the biggest and most profitable fashion brands in the world. Nike products inundate red carpet events, including the prestigious semi-annual Paris Fashion Week. Yet Nike also participates in more mainstream pop culture collaborations to ensure it reaches the widest audience possible. And Nike's focus on what it calls design, incorporating the talents of accomplished designers like Kim Jones and Errolson Hugh, has only helped to cement its status as an icon in the fashion industry. Nike's portfolio of brands has increased exponentially since its days as a simple maker of the Cortez model of shoes. In addition to the Nike and Jordan brands, Nike owns Cole Haan, Converse, Hurley, Nike Golf, as well as Umbro. This sprawling roster of brands helped contribute to Nike's global revenue of a whopping $37 billion in 2020 alone. This was a few percentage point decrease over 2019, which Nike attributes mainly to the global health pandemic that flipped the world on its axis. In spite of this, Nike still controls nearly 65% of the US footwear market and over 25% of the global footwear market, a status that is forecasted to be upheld well throughout the decade. Nike has had some brushes with controversy though. It has found itself intertwined in a few news headlines as it navigates its way through the delicate balance of projecting positive political statements. Yet, as we've seen through its history, Nike has never strayed from stating its strong opinion. Today, with consumers around the world increasingly focused on and supportive of brands that create value in their lives, brands that make their lives more fun, more meaningful, more accessible, more free, more comfortable, it seems that no brand is better equipped to connect with them than the company that knows best how to just do it, Nike. In this episode of Brand Kultura, we shared with you the energizing and inspiring backstory on Nike. Remember to tune in each month as we continue to highlight brands that have become well-known in households throughout the world and take a peek behind the marketing exterior to examine its success. Until our next Brand Kultura segment, thanks for joining me.